Hi.
Hi there.
How's it going?
I'm doing really good, thank you. We're here today with Howard Chait. Um,
Hey.
and I wanted I thought it might be nice to kind of start by having you just talk a little bit about how you came to the work that you do. And
Hmm.
then you talk a little bit about what is that work that you do, the energetic work that you do in addition to massage.
Interesting that you word it that way, because I would say it came to me.
Oh, nice, nice.
So, as everything in life, things come to us. I feel like as long as we're open to receiving, that stuff comes to us. And I was not even looking to do this type of work at all. Actually, I was down at U of A studying psychology, and I had graduated with a degree in psychology, wondering what the next step in my life was, what I was going to do. And I thought about getting a master's degree in counseling, going to Tulane and studying there. And all of a sudden, I got really sick and ended up having chronic fatigue syndrome and mono and everything just hit me at once. And I ended up being sick for about a year and a half, and
Oh,
no one
wow.
could figure out how to help me. And I had not always lived a healthy lifestyle. I must admit, I would drink a lot and not eat the best food in college. So I had to learn how to relive. And I studied nutrition and I got myself better. I ended up going to Boulder, Colorado, and finding someone up there who did energy work and got me better. That was part of it. And I ended up coming back to Phoenix and going down to school in Tucson for massage therapy once I was good enough to go. And it was at massage therapy school that I met. Well, first of all, before that, I'm just going to go back a little bit here.
All
I
right.
found down in Tucson, I found an organization when I moved back down there from Boulder called BioTouch. It was called International Foundation of BioTouch, that some guy that I met out of the blue introduced me to. And I went there to get treated, and I felt better from that. And then I'm like, this is something I can use, because it's mind body medicine with the psychology and the physical body. I wanted to learn how to balance out that for other people. So I got certified at that. It's a nonprofit organization still in Tucson, it's been around 40 years, amazing people, amazing everything. They offer free treatments down in Tucson for anyone who walks in, no charge. It's all
Wow.
donation.
And
So
this is
yeah,
called
really.
BioTouch?
International Foundation of BioTouch is just touch.com. So I'm going to give them a
Nice,
little
nice.
advertising there. So I am still a member of that organization, and I volunteer for them. Yeah, up here, I do some of that work. But so from there, I went on to go to massage therapy school. I continued on with the body and the mind connection. And I went to massage school, got licensed down in Tucson. But in massage school, I ended up connecting with Jin Shin Jitsu, which is the work I do now, which is a Japanese meridian therapy work that immediately when I was introduced to it, I was like, I'm already doing biotouch. I don't want to do another energy work thing. But when I started, I had to learn it. And when I started learning it and working on people, I saw amazing results. Like, I remember the first person I worked on, I practiced on my mom up here, and she immediately started, like within a couple of minutes, started laughing, and emotions started coming up, and which she never really was affected by any massage or anything like that. But the work was bringing up these emotions for her. She was laughing and laughed hysterically for like 10 minutes and could not stop. It was, I was like, oh my God, this stuff is working. Whatever I'm doing is really helping her. So that's when I was hooked. And that's when I started working on more people and bringing it to the world. And I knew this is what I was supposed to do. And that was 25 years ago. So I've
Wow.
been practicing Jin Shin Jitsu pretty much, and BioTouch, but mostly my practice is Jin Shin Jitsu ever since. And that's how you came into my life, actually,
Right?
right? Right. So,
Oh, I'm really glad that you brought up this idea that I can't remember exactly how you phrased it, but I think you said you had to sort of relive or relearn how to live.
mhm,
And I feel like in the last 12 months, that's really the process that I've been going through as well.
right.
Trying to get rid of 30 years worth of bad eating habits and bad work habits and bad life habits. And not just get rid of them, replace them with something better. So
hmm
I'm glad you mentioned that. So can you talk a little bit about this particular energy work that you do? Because I did an interview with a Reiki master, so I want to kind of see how this is different. Are there different ways that it helps that are different from Reiki? Because I think a lot of people are probably familiar with Reiki. And when you
Right.
mentioned to me that you did this, I was like, I've never heard of it. I want to know more. So tell us a little bit about what it is and how it helps.
Which is the reaction I get from most people. They haven't heard of Jin Shin Jitsu. It's been around quite a while, actually. It's over a couple thousand years old, and it was brought over here from Japan. In the United States, it's not that popular, but it was brought over here in the 50s to Scottsdale, Arizona, actually. A lady who married an army guy who, in World War II, her name is Mary Burmeister, brought it to Scottsdale and created Jin Shin Jitsu Foundation here in Scottsdale. And how it differs from Reiki, I get that all the time because everyone knows Reiki for sure.
Yeah.
Reiki, and I've never actually learned Reiki. I know a lot of people do it. Something about it just doesn't turn me on. The work that I do is more redirecting someone's own energy. So it's like an internal martial art, like a Tai Chi that, it's all about redirecting energy. So any martial art, when someone is about redirecting someone's energy on the external, if someone's coming towards you, what do? We basically either roll out of the way or we hit them or kick them to stop the energy or redirect the energy. Well, Jin Shin Jitsu is an internal martial art where it's basically like Tai Chi, where basically I feel the pulses, get a diagnosis of what's going on with the meridians in the body, the organs, the emotions, all that stuff. And then I will find the blockages and redirect it so the energy starts working for someone instead of against them. And when that happens, naturally the body knows how to heal itself. I mean, we all are born perfect, in my opinion, or we all know how to be our spirit is perfect. So when the blockages are removed, just like acupuncture, in a way, the difference with this is, in my opinion, it goes deeper than acupuncture. Acupuncture does work on the same meridian systems, but using my energy to help someone else is different from an inanimate object like a needle. Okay. So it goes deeper into the rivers, I would say, the meridians that flow through us, and it brings stuff to the surface and clears it out quicker. That's what I've seen with this work. So Reiki is different because it's more, as far as I know, no, I don't want to butcher it for anyone who does Reiki out there.
Right.
But from what I've experienced, it's about invoking energy and putting it into the body. Okay. So there's symbols, Japanese symbols that they invoke, and there's different levels. And then you hold the hands and energy comes out of the hands. So, and it's going to a certain area that's in pain and just holding that area. So the energy starts moving, or you're bringing in positive energy into that area instead of redirecting it.
Nice. Well, and I also wanted to talk about my own experience and how I have experienced it, and maybe see if you can respond to what that means. Over the course of the last 5 or 10 years or so, I mean, I have been a diehard massage fan for many, 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 many years, but about 5 years ago, I started to notice that massages I always ended up feeling bruised and beaten down, which is not what I want after massage. I want to, feel relaxed and feel like I'm improving. And I didn't realize it was because I was developing this diagnosis of fibromyalgia. And so the fibromyalgia, I think, is probably the thing that has made my body a little bit less able to receive the pressure of massage. So when you appeared in my world in January and combined massage with this energy work that you do, it was like it was like my body didn't have to feel like it had to withstand the pressure. It could just relax a little bit more and let things flow. So have you had other people with similar experiences? And can you speak to that?
Totally, Lauren. That's what I hear from most people, and that's why I like this work, because I was doing just straight massage therapy in the beginning 25 years ago. I was doing deep tissue and all that, and I saw similar forcing the body to shift like that or going deep into the body almost traumatizes the nervous system. So it creates more problems down the line from what I saw. So when I started doing the light work first, the Jin Shin Jitsu, and opening up the energy, the body, it's kind of tricking it not to tense up and not to traumatize. The nervous system just goes, okay, I'm going to relax. So it's like a leverage. Like, you know, if I'm going to move a boulder, I'm not going to push it really hard and keep on trying to push and use a lot of energy. I'm going to use a lever, put it under it, and use the lever, and it'll move easier that way, right? So that's the same exact philosophy of Jin Shin Jitsu. It's like using a lever to get the energy moving, and then the muscles and the nervous system relax and respond better. Traumas go out quicker. And then I can go deeper in there if I choose to with the massage. So the first thing is open the door. It's almost like logging in, right? So logging into a website and using the username and password, I'm in there. Once I'm in there, then I can do whatever I want. So first things first, energy work, Jin Shin Jitsu, and then deeper tissue stuff, if that's what I need. Some people just get the energy work.
Nice.
And they love it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And have you found that type of energy work is useful for particular conditions? Do you find that it's helpful for emotional? Are there physical things, or what are the types of conditions that it tends to be helpful for?
All the above. There's really no just one thing. I mean, I see a lot of people who come in with emotional stuff. Okay, so that's cool because I'm using my psychology in there too, and I get to work on the mind-body stuff. But you know, I also see people with physical ailments, pains, aches, cancers. I see MS. I see a lot of what else? Trauma, PTSD, especially. So what that is trauma held in the nervous system that can't get out of the body, and it needs somewhere. Everything's energy, in my opinion. So when energy for like a PTSD gets stuck in the nervous system, or like a accident, let's say someone got rear-ended 20 years ago, I'll go in sometimes and feel immediately, I'll go, oh my God, you were in an accident like 20 years ago, right? We need to get this energy out because the energy doesn't know what to do. You know, like when you see animals, and this is what I learned, like when I was living in Boulder, I read a book by a gentleman about animals and how they release trauma and energy. Animals are much better than humans because they don't analyze it. And they just, if they get chased by another animal or whatever, they get a trauma, you see them shake it out, right? Their muscles like shake out.
Right.
This is how they do it. And then they're fine and they move on. Humans don't do that. We tend to internalize it and analyze it. So with Jin Shin, I'll go in there. If the energy's stuck in the nervous system, I will go in there and show the mind how to unanalyze and how to allow the release. And when that happens with PTSD, like I see amazing results, and accidents, traumas that have been there a long time, which is something you cannot do with massage therapy at all. I mean, it's not working on the nervous system in that way. It's working on the muscular system.
Right. So that makes sense. And I just look at the world and I see that we've all been traumatized, especially by recent, the last 12 months, I would say for sure. And I suspect that a lot of people are just walking around not even realizing how trauma is affecting their well-being, their ability to function in life.
100%.
Yeah. So if a person wanted to try to find someone who does this work, how do they go about finding, say the word again?
Jin Shin Jitsu.
Jin Shin Jitsu.
Jin Shin Jitsu.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
so
if
a person wanted to find someone who does this work, how would they go about finding one?
Well, if they're in Phoenix or Scottsdale area, I'm here.
Right.
Right. If they're in another state, or somewhere else in the world, just Google Jin Shin Jitsu practitioners in that area. There's people around the world who do this.
Right.
The Jin Shin Jitsu website, and I don't know it exactly.
Okay.
Sorry, but
and maybe you can send them to me later, and I can put those in the credits.
Yeah, I think it's jsjs.net. I'm pretty sure, but you can always search the web and look for Jin Shin. Yeah. That's how I find people.
And so to find you, Howard Chait, would they go to the Healing Joint website or?
Well, they can actually reach me directly.
Okay.
And I don't have my own website, but if they go to, call me or text me.
Great.
60, you want me to give the number?
I could put the number in the chat as well. That sounds great.
Okay, yeah. Call me or text me. Texting's actually the best.
Okay,
So if someone texts me and wants a treatment, I'm here in South Scottsdale area,
great.
but I'm also at the Healing Joint. I'm there 1 day a week, pretty packed, booked most of the time. So trying to get an appointment there might take a while, but if
Right.
someone
And I
wants
don't
to
want
see
people
me,
stealing my slots.
right. So if they want to come individually and see me, I have a little amazing little casita in my backyard that I work out of. So
Nice.
yeah.
Wonderful. Any other messages you feel like would be important for folks to know, just as they move through life, figuring things
Any
out?
message? So many messages, but
I
what
know,
do I
right?
want to say? It's real important to understand, in my opinion, what's going on right now is all about us. You know, it looks like it's on the outside, but what's really happening is our own growth as human beings and the shifts that are happening on the planet, you know, COVID and the racial tension and everything happening right now is about our own growth as a species, as a planet, really, and how we handle this. Do we stress out? Do we love? Do we have hate? It's all up to us to do that. So when our energy is balanced and we feel less stress, then we can love more. And that shift is what's going to shift the planet, because it's all a Gaia. We know what Gaia is the connection of everything, including the earth.
Right.
Right. So it's all about us being able to process it. And part of the processing is, can our nervous system handle, I like to use the analogy of a computer and the internet. So the internet is like the light, the energy that's going through the computer. Back in the day, dial-up is what we had, right?
Right.
And computers could handle dial-up, no problem. That same computer, 20 years later, cannot handle high-speed internet. No way. It would die. It would freak out. It would blow up. It just wouldn't work. And that's how we are as energy moves through us. Excuse me. If we don't process properly and we don't shift ourselves to handle the amount of energy, the speed, we will blow up.
I mean,
pretty much.
I hear that, because I feel like that's sort of what happened to me last year,
Yeah.
when pandemic reality hit. And the thing that I feel is really positive coming out of this is I'm starting to notice, well, me personally, for sure, but I'm noticing other people, and I was even reading an article in the New York Times that, broadly speaking, the labor force is not really that interested in going back to the same practices. I know that I refuse to go back to my workaholic lifestyle. I think it did not serve me. And I'm enjoying the fact that every day at first I was like, oh, I still need a nap in the afternoons. And then I decided, you know what? That's my new lifestyle. I take a nap in the afternoons, and it just makes me feel better, and it gives me a nice little fresh restart. And it helps remind me to just slow down, like you said, take a little extra time to be well. And the shamans also say that we are in a massive process of human evolution within each individual person, and that is what's also going to be bringing more light to the planet and
it's happening right now.
It
right?
is. It's happening.
You can't see it because energy's invisible, right? So, but
Right.
it's happening. I mean, we could see the physical things happening, high-speed internet. I mean, things are speeding up, right? So what is light? Light is speed. The light speed of light is so quick.
Right.
And we watch and see as everything now, to make $1 billion, some people do it in a year, whereas before it took 50 years, right? So
Right.
things are speeding up like that, and that's what's going on, and we have to be able to handle it, and it's going to get faster. Sorry to say, I mean, this is just the way it is. So if we don't take care of ourselves and handle the amount of light coming here and the amount of energy, we're going to, like I said, break down. We're going to get sick. And it's all about keeping ourselves healthy. I mean, meditation's good, breathing, yoga, anything we can do to process the energy, Jin Shin Jitsu, whatever we can do to help ourselves. And so it's a fun time on planet Earth right now.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you say it's a fun time, because I think that I felt a bit traumatized by 2020, but if I look at it as an opportunity that I did not have before to really rethink. and not even rethink. It's not just about thinking. It's right, because the analysis can sometimes get us bogged down in the logical. That it's also about using all of our senses to really establish whatever balance we need.
100% awareness.
Awareness,
Right.
exactly.
Awareness on all levels. So
I
I'm going to just throw this in there. I actually have events called Raise Your Vibration events.
Okay.
That we've been doing before the whole COVID thing hit. We were doing it live in Phoenix at the resorts here, a full day of inspirational speakers, musicians that were all about basically shifting our perspective and raising our awareness, called Raise Your Vibration events.
Nice.
And then once COVID hit, we went online and started doing podcasts or live Zooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a whole website with all of our past episodes on there.
Great.
raiseyourvibrationevent.com.
Okay.
It's not events, it's just Raise Your Vibration events. So the cool thing is there's music, amazing musicians that we had on there with speakers to help with the vibration. So
and do you know when is the live version going to come back soon, do you think?
I'm hoping it'll come back possibly October.
Oh, that does feel soon.
Possibly.
I've been surprised to see how many theater companies are already opening up again. I'm like, whoa, okay, here we go.
Yep. So I'm hoping. I mean, it's a lot of work to get it up and running. So
sure.
But I'm still have the vision to do it October, possibly November, December. So we'll see what happens. Maybe beginning of next year. I don't know. But there are some amazing episodes recorded episodes people can watch. We had a big 5-day online or 5-hour online event with Greg Reed, who's a world-known speaker, and Dr. Sharon Stills, and all these amazing people that were on the live stream with some cool musicians. So
nice.
People can check that out on the website.
Sounds great. I'll post that in the comments in the description as well. Thank you so much, Howard. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you and the work that you do. It has certainly been helpful.
Yeah, great meeting you and hanging out and getting to know you. And thanks for having me here.
You're welcome. All right. Take care. We'll talk soon.
Bye.